Welcome back, fight fans. UFC 322 just took place. We got a tale of two sides of the sport tonight. We had a great card all the way up until it wasn't. We're going to break down the entire card, starting from the very first fight, ending with the main event, starting with Slavikoz Borshev versus Matheus Camilo in the very first fight of the night.
You could have skipped this fight. That was all right. Anybody with an ounce of wrestling capabilities takes Stanislav to deep waters and just drowns him. It's about damn time I think we let Borshev go from the UFC. 8-7 is a very ugly record. Go get some wins in a different promotion. The PFL would love you, but very disappointing to see him catch another L.
Yep. Moving on, we have a much more exciting prospect in Baisangar, a.k.a. Jimmy, in his second fight of the year. Third, if you count Dana White's contender series for the UFC, and a much more exciting fighter than his teammate Hamzat.
Exciting is debatable. This was a back and forth fight. Hamzat was coming out and strangling everybody early on in his career. Back and forth all the way up until the end, and then Jimmy took over, landed a nasty 1-2 to put him away. A couple of groin strikes throughout the fight, but honestly, Makhachev put on a great performance for himself. Definitely earned some brownie points in the UFC with this performance.
Yep, but nonetheless, the heavy favorite wins, and we move on to one of the more forgettable fights of the night with Pat Sabatini taking on Shepe Mariscal. Mariscal was on a hot streak coming into this one, looking to extend that winning streak, and Pat Sabatini made this very boring.
Just ragdolled him for 3 rounds.
Yeah, we've had more exciting fights, so no need to break this one down. We're going to keep on rolling onto the arguably the first highlight of the night.
Yeah, Kyle Dawkins. He's back.
Kyle Dawkins is back, and he is here to stay. We said it before, we meant it.
2 fights, 93 seconds, 2 finishes. Love it. And did exactly what he was supposed to do to Jaromir Sharp. Beat him at his own game.
Yeah, smoked him. Dropped him early, choked him out. It was beautiful. Congratulations to him. I would love to see Kyle Dawkins get a much more high-profile fight. In fact, I would even love to see him against like a Shara Bullet on the other side of the world.
Ooh.
Like that would be fun.
That'd be a good one.
It does no harm to his stock if he ends up losing.
No. And Shara should be able to get a highlight against him. And if he doesn't, again, good for Kyle Dawkins.
He keeps moving then.
Yeah, exactly. Keep on moving up. Let's move on to our prelim opener. We had Malcolm Wellmaker against somebody you've never heard of.
Yep.
Ethan Ewing. This kid, where the hell did he come from? I'm surprised his pre-fight odds were only at a plus 300.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, last minute, maybe he had really high praise on the regional scene. Hard for us to know.
Right.
Because it was thrown together so fast. But, man, talk about a fraud check. Hate to see it.
Man, no kidding. Poor Wellmaker. We hyped you up so much. We expected so much out of you.
I think a lot of people did.
And, yeah, this was just a very disappointing opponent. It felt like he just looked over him.
Well, and it's one of those things where he was so worried about himself and I shouldn't say worried about himself, but focused on himself, where it's like, hey, as long as I can fight on the Madison Square Garden card, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you've prepared for this certain fighter. Now you got this guy who has a chance to make his dream come true. He isn't thinking that he's going to walk in here and get knocked out. He's like, This is everything I've worked for. I'm going to put it all on the line. Meanwhile, Wellmaker was throwing Hail Mary shots basically halfway through the fight to the finish line.
He had to. He was losing every round. I'm surprised.
You could still like throw a combination together and try to set him up for a finish, like one of those beautiful right hooks that we're used to seeing. But instead, it was like, he would throw a spinning back fist and find himself off balance a little bit, and then get caught with a combination, and then he would come back with his own overhand, and he would miss, and then get caught on a combination.
Don't know what to do with him next.
No, it's not even worth matchmaking. He can get some scrub that's at the bottom of the bantamweight division. Hopefully,
go back to bantamweight.
Hopefully, piece him up, and we can get back on the hype train next year. But
possible rookie of the year
for the time being, he's got to reset.
Let's move on to Roman Kopylov versus Gregory Rodriguez. Rodriguez just steamrolled Kopylov.
Yeah, it wasn't as exciting of a fight as we were hoping for. These two are known for putting on good scraps and knocking out their opponents, and Rodriguez really just looked like he was levels above
Oh, yeah.
Kopylov in this one.
Backed him down the entire time, landed the harder shots, and yeah, Kopylov just looked out of place in there.
Yeah, I think we need to throw Robocop back up high into the rankings,
Yeah,
especially
into the
after
rankings, right.
putting Hermanson to sleep the way he did, and then coming back and winning against a top 20 opponent like Kopylov. Like, let's give him somebody along the lines of Paulo Costa /
That'd be fun.
that type of middleweight.
Do it in Brazil.
Contenders.
Do it in Brazil. Let's move on to Bo Nickal versus Rodolfo Vieira.
Bo bounces back.
He is so back.
Congratulations, Bo. One of us called Bo Nickal by knockout. One of us was right. Feels good to be right. Wasn't right about everything today, so we'll take our small victories when we can. And Bo pieced him up
the entire fight. I mean, ragdolled him in the first, picked on him in the second, and then finished him in the third.
Yeah, 3-1 on strikes. I mean, Rodolfo had nothing.
No answers.
Bo. Absolutely nothing. And he had never been finished like that before. Mm-hmm. And Bo put him out cold. Highlight, head kick, knockout. One for the books. One that's going to set like Bo Nickal's legacy for highlights to come.
That was the best he's looked inside the octagon.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, I agree. That is the best he's looked. He actually looked like a true prospect.
Yes.
Not a contender, but a true prospect.
That is what we have been waiting for. So shout out to Bo Nickal.
Yep. Let's see you back there sooner than the White House card.
Please. And then fight on the White House card. All right, let's move on to our main card, starting off with Beneil Dariush versus Benoit Saint-Denis. This one did not last long.
No, it really did not. Beneil came out and he landed a very solid leg kick, and then he woke up.
These guys looked like they were about to enter into a great little scrap, and Benoit slept him bad.
He just caught him in the right spot, just right behind the ear with enough power and force, and Benny just went face down. It was kind of tragic to see.
Yeah.
But beautiful at the same time. So shout out to BSD. Huge win. That's 3 in a row now.
Puts you right back in the top
10. Yeah, it's the lightweight division is kind of up in the air right now. So he called for a BMF fight. I think a lot of people are calling for a BMF fight in the lightweight division. Things are looking good right now.
I love it. Let's get more BMF belts. But with that being said, let's move on to Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates.
Oh my goodness. We knew that Leon was going to get put out cold, and he did.
Prates is just one of those builds that I love, the lanky, slim fighters with just ridiculous power out of nowhere.
And speed. Because it wasn't like he set up this punch with a combination. It was a straight, like, lunging, like, backhand coming at you, and it picked Leon up off of his feet, put him on his ass so hard that his head jerked forward, jerked all the way back, didn't hit the canvas, and I'm pretty sure he still concussed himself by doing that. And then
whiplash,
he had like the goofiest look on his face.
He's smiling at him.
Yeah, he's like smiling, looking up at Prates like, da, and then boom, lights out. Buddy, one more time for good measure. Carlos Prates with 2 cold knockouts in the second half of this year. Very hard to deny this man.
He's so fucking good. Give him the other guy who won right after him.
It's hard to deny this man. Carlos Prates is freaking awesome. Your favorite fighter's favorite fighter.
As he should be. Smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey. But let's move on to Sean Brady versus Michael Morales.
Thank God this happened the way it did. Sorry, Sean Brady. USA all day, baby. Yeah. But, man.
This needed to happen.
Thank you, Miles Morales. Spidey coming in New York City with the dub right when we needed it.
It had to happen. I mean, I don't think people would have been nearly as excited for Sean Brady versus either of the...
Sean Brady versus Islam or JDM has a much less cool ring to it.
But Islam versus Morales or versus Prates or Morales versus Prates, all of these fights are amazing.
We have to make Morales versus Prates.
It has to be done.
I don't care if it's main event. It should be because it can sell, but it doesn't matter because it's not going past the first. So put it wherever you want.
Yeah.
Put it on the White House card if you want. Put it freaking on, I don't know how Paramount is going to work, but put it on pay-per-view.
Whatever card. Whatever you have for that.
But that has to happen. I think that, okay, we'll hold off on how the 170 division is going to break down before we get into the main event. But Morales Thank you so much. You were absolutely right. You called it. The long, rangy shots were able to get through. I didn't think that they would be able to. Brady couldn't close the distance.
At all.
And
it was too long.
Morales' looping shots were just so powerful and on the money that, if Bilal can knock you out.
Yeah, what the fuck is Michael Morales going to do to you?
That's exactly what happened. You called it. You nailed it. Another one, and still undefeated. The card could have ended right there.
It should have ended right there.
But unfortunately, it didn't.
We had a very, very boring scrap between the ladies, but we're not here to talk about the ladies, so we move on to...
Yep. Thank you, Shevchenko and Zhang Weili for showing up and ruining our day.
45 minutes of nothing. Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev.
We were so excited for this fight.
So many high hopes.
I remember in the first round when JDM threw his first combination, all of us raised our eyebrows, got up on the edge of our seat, and then that was basically the end of the excitement.
That was it. Islam took him down, and then...
We watched basically 17-plus minutes of control time.
Yeah, almost 20 minutes. So almost 4 consecutive rounds of Jack on his back, fighting off submissions.
The lay and pray does it again.
Yeah, undefeated. It's a very... I don't even know what to call it, but it's an effective way to win. Not allowing your opponent to get anything going. I mean, as soon as they throw a kick or a knee or anything, you just close the distance with this crazy speed and just lay on top of him. There's nothing you can do. He can't fight back. You're obviously going to win, and that's what happened.
Yeah. To give Islam credit, he held his own against Jack on the feet. Mm-hmm. Again, just like he did against Poirier. There were times where he was landing shots and he threw some leg kicks that had Joe Rogan's dick getting hard. That he was saying, "Oh man, that leg is really tarnished," and it was like you could definitely tell that it was getting hurt. But there was only like 10 of those leg kicks, so only 10. I mean, still a lot. Yeah. I'm not trying to get my leg kicked by nobody in the UFC, but it is a bummer when you get so excited for this, the card of the year, the biggest card of the year, the most anticipated fight of the year in this one. And then this is how it ends up happening. It's not too different than when Hamzat laid on DDP. We were all very excited for that. This sport can be really beautiful for moments like Michael Morales knocking out Sean Brady, for moments like Carlos Prates knocking out Leon Edwards, for moments like Benoit Saint-Denis knocking out Beneil Dariush, for moments like Bo Nickal knocking out whoever the fuck he knocked out earlier today.
That's 4 straight knockouts followed up by 2 45-minute nothing shows.
Yeah. You could rewatch all of those knockouts like 3 times over by the time the co-main and main event ended.
Yeah.
And you would have way more fun doing it, rewatching it over and over again. So it's just a bummer. Jack's reign is going to be up there with one of the more forgettable ones, unfortunately, because if you don't defend, were you really the champ? And then Islam, congratulations.
Yeah, double champ.
One of the greatest of all time, and it's absolutely impossible to argue. He could be the GOAT, the greatest of this era, or he could be just the GOAT overall. I don't see his legacy being tarnished regardless of how the career turns out. If you ask me, the way that this is going to work out, best case scenario for us, the fans, I think style-wise, if Ian Gary can beat Bilal Muhammad, that's the fight to make. And if somehow, some way, Bilal can find a way to beat Ian Gary, even though nobody else can, because Ian Gary beat Carlos Prates.
Yeah.
And that seems impossible.
I mean, Shavkat did it, but we ain't here to talk about him.
Shavkat doesn't exist.
Yep.
I think that if Bilal wins, you still match up Morales versus Prates, and then you can do the very unworthy Kamaru Usman versus Islam.
Yeah.
Only in that situation.
Yeah.
So Bilal wins. Yeah. If Bilal wins, Kamaru can get the title shot. Otherwise, Kamaru versus Shavkat.
Kamaru versus Shavkat.
And Ian Gary should get the shot if he can beat Bilal.
And then Prates and Morales are the co-main.
It's impossible to say that one of those guys deserves it more than the other.
Right.
Technically, actually, Morales has the argument.
He's undefeated and beat
the higher rank guy.
Yeah.
He's undefeated and he beat the higher rank guy and he did it faster.
Yes, he did. Yeah, no, you're right.
But Prates can speak English.
We love a guy who can speak English.
So that's how I see 170 playing out. Thoughts?
I think 170 is the most dangerous division in the world. It is the most exciting still. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. We got a lot of matchmaking to do before the end of the year. UFC hopefully gets it right. It would be disappointing to see Kamaru Usman get a title shot after, doing nothing
No,
for
it
a
would be
long time.
disappointing for sure. I agree.
And then just having Islam run through the man with no knees. But yeah, a lot of fun fights still to be made. 170 and 185 are quietly creeping up on lightweight as the best division, most exciting to watch. And honestly, this card was amazing up until the end.
It really was. And it's a bummer because we want to give Islam his praise.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we don't want to be hypocrites because we talk so much smack about Hamzat's performance and
Right.
these kind of performances overall. Like, we're not even going to... We didn't even bother talking about Shevchenko's performance because
No, it was the same shit.
it was the exact same thing. So for 5 rounds, the better fighter laid on top
Yeah.
of the other fighter. And
You can make wrestling fun. We've seen it before.
Merab makes it funner. Umar makes it funner.
Yeah. Habib made it fun.
Habib made it fun.
I mean, and Islam, to his credit, has been a very fun fighter up until his last couple.
He's more fun on the feet. I wish he would just
Yeah.
strike with these guys more.
Yeah, I mean, to make it more of a challenge. I mean, he's trying to secure his legacy, so I understand it in a way. But
Well, and the joy Islam had after the end of this fight was beautiful to see. I mean, this
Yeah.
is a dude who you know has dedicated his entire life to this. This is not an easy sport.
At all.
It is much easier to be on this side of the TV screen than on their side of the TV screen. We don't take that for granted at all.
fuck that.
Um,
Yeah.
So shout out to Islam. Congrats, one of the GOATs. Did something that Khabib couldn't, and I think that he's going to defend his belt, call it quits
Damn.
if he can.
Damn. Retire young, just like Habib did. What is he, 34?
What else is there to do is the thing. It's like he's worked so hard for so long.
185. Do it. Triple champ.
Exactly.
Be the first triple champ.
Yep.
Any final thoughts? Closing arguments?
Final thoughts would be this has been a great year. This is probably the best card that we have remaining. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
next week's going to be great. So make sure to check back again for us when we have UFC Qatar Breakdown.
Mhm.
Arman Sarukian takes on Dan Hooker.
Yes,
so
you do.
lightweight stays very fun. We also have the Ian Gary versus Bilal Muhammad fight on that
Co-main.
card. So very excited. Also, low key shout out to Jake Paul for taking on the Anthony Joshua fight. That takes some freaking nuts. That dude knocked out Francis Ngannou. He's gonna knock out Jake Paul. This is finally the one. If you've been waiting for Jake Paul to get knocked out, this is the time. But just had to throw that one out there.
It's funny.
Otherwise,
This was the Sportiello Show with the Sportiello Bros. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like you mentioned, come back next week for more UFC videos, and we will see y'all then.
deuces.